introduce the men's B 5,000 metres. Will Atkinson from New South Wales is down off the mountains to run here tonight at Box Hill. He's in 1. In 2, Alexander Ritchie from Box Hill. From Coburg, Caleb Laker. Actually, I think he's Glenn Huntley now. He's in 3. Andrew Annett from Great Britain. We welcome him here to Box Hill. He's in 4. Luca De Conza from St Kevin's in 5. Samuel Foster, Melbourne Uni, 6. From Ivanhoe Harriers, David Gregg is in Station 7. Lining up in 8, from Collingwood Harriers, Tim Bryant. Brandon Muscat from Western A's, he's in 9. From Glen Huntley, Charlie Rogers in 10. From the VCCL, Michael Marantelli is in 11. Liam Werrett from Collingwood Harriers is in 12. From Knox, Nicholas Martin in 13. His Knox teammate Matthew Patton in 14. Eric Niagiria from Doncaster is in 15. Liam Coghlan Deacon in 16. Nathan Timmins from Box Hill in 17. Sebastian Braslington, Old Scotch in 18. Jivanash Soundaradra from Melbourne Uni in 19. Dion Finocchiaro is in 20. Connor Latouf from Queensland is in 21. And from Box Hill, Josh McLeod is in 22. That's our starters in the men's B 5,000 metres.
Now we're underway, men's B, 5,000 metres. We'll try and get some pacing intel for you in this event. It looks like Liam Adams, checking his watch there, only after 100 metres is the man to be the pacer. Right, 22 athletes in this men's B. And we are heading for a 14:20. 14:20 would be nice for the athletes at the head of this field. Seems like Tom Bowers is in there as well. I'm not sure if he's doing a secondary pacing job. He was doing some work in the previous race. So first lap, 68 seconds, round about the pace they want to be. So 68-second laps would get them to that 14:20. That's what we'll be looking for, keeping our eyes on as laps tick around. A bit of a pack to follow Adams. Looks like it is led by Will Atkinson. Connor Latouf. Caleb Laker. And Charlie Rogers. So Atkinson, Latouf, Laker and Rogers are your top 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a breath of wind here at Box Hill. Georgia Hansen, in her 5,000 metre debut, has just proven that you can run fast here at Box Hill Athletics Track tonight. So 2:19 for those first 2 laps, just slipping off the pace of that 14:20, but Liam Adams knows what he's doing. I'm sure he'll get them back in this next lap. So just a bit further back, Luca De Conza, who's finding himself just off the back of that front pack. Let's try and get on. Isaac Biblo maybe doing a bit of a pacing job further back there, the athlete in the grey T-shirt. 2:54. So not quite that 14:20 pace that we were promised. Maybe Liam's seen that and might put the burners on for a couple laps. He's Atkinson, Latouf, Laker, Rogers and De Conza. They're your top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that pack. Further back, way behind Biblay, there's a pack of about 15 odd athletes to follow who are sitting on probably around more like that 15-minute 5K mark. So it's still just in their formation behind Adams, and probably no better person to sit behind. Atkinson, Latouf, Laker, Rogers, DeConza, and Andrew Annette from Great Britain. He's trailing that train of athletes. And it's just too easy for these athletes now, just going lap and lap and lap behind Adams, following the heels of the athlete in front of him. So 4 and a bit laps to go. Sorry, 4.5 laps down. Yeah, everyone's looking pretty comfortable in that pack. Laker, Rogers, we can see in the Glenn Huntley kits. Atkinson just taking the sit. Latouf, our athlete from the Gold Coast Run Co. So I'd want to go through these first 2K around about now. Probably a bit off that 14:20 pace. So 5:50 for those first 2 laps. So more like 14:35 pace. And Laker getting up on the shoulder of Atkinson, or is Atkinson just fading into that pack? Annette rounding the back of the field. DeConza just finding his way through. And now it is Latouf, who is up on the heels of Adams. Maybe Atkinson has done all he needs to do for now and wants a bit of a sit a bit further back in the field as they go 2.2 kilometres through his 5K event. Okay, it looks like Atkinson is the first one to just dip off the back of that pack, the first train, the first carriage to be left from that train. Laker just needs to bridge that gap now to get on the heels of Latouf. And Latouf is running so close to Adams, it looks like he's almost tripping him up. I think Adams was maybe saying that, give me another couple 100 metres and I might just pull off here, boys, as he looks around. Maybe you'll see him through a little bit longer. He's doing a lot of looking. He's keeping the chat up. So 2.6 kilometres down. Okay, and Adams keeping the torque up. Maybe he knows they're off the pace and he's trying to drag them through a little bit. As we said, they were wanting a 14:20 pace to start with. Now they're sitting at about 14:35. Latouf, Rogers just stalking Latouf. DeConza, and from Great Britain, Annette. Laker just falling off the back of that train as well now. Train just losing carriages and carriages. Carnage out there. And it's a train of 4 carriages, which I don't think really exists. Not here in Metro Melbourne anyway. Latouf, Rogers, Annette from Great Britain. Adams just looking around. He's going to get a sore neck by the end of this race. Trying to keep everyone honest, trying to keep everyone on his heels. He knows what pace he needs to go. He's trying to do his best to help everyone through. So an 8:50 through that first 3Ks. So probably more like 14:40 pace now. Even 14:45. Okay, and let's look at aeNet. He's listening to the instructions of Adams right up the front. He's trying to get on his heels. The others are doing their best. But it looks like they're tiring. Just a bit further back in the pack. Rogers, DeConza. Still young athletes. Latouf. As we look to a few of the PBs, that pacing of 14:20 must have been hot, as few of these athletes have PBs around the 14:57, 14:50, which actually they're on pace for now. So 3.5 laps to go for our leaders. aeNet being looked after by Adams. And Rogers, really strong run by Rogers. Doing all the work for DeConza. And Latouf just getting a nice little sit as well. So Liam Adams, just when you think he's going to hop off the track, he just wants to run a little bit more. Just trying to get that weekly mileage up, I reckon. But he has not looked straight this whole race. Looking over his shoulder, seeing where everyone is. And one of the nicest blokes in athletics, I reckon, Liam Adams. Try and get aeNet through. He's not even living in this country. He's trying to help the Great Brit to run as fast as he can. As DeConza passes Rogers a bit further back in the field. Latouf hanging on as well. The athlete who's come down from Queensland from the Gold Coast Run Co. With 1 kilometre to go. 11:48. They'll need to close in 3 minutes to run under 14:50, where a few of their PBs lie. It's going to be pretty close. DeConza, PB of 14:45. aeNet, PB of 14:44. Rogers, PB of 14:57. So we'll get him a PB. And Latouf, well, maybe a debut for Latouf, unlike Georgia Hansen, who has actually run a 5,000 metres at Collingwood, apparently, so Nick Wall tells me. Now DeConza up on the heels of aeNet. Now maybe Adams will help DeConza. I reckon Adams is in for the run right to the finish. DeConza, Rogers, aeNet, and Latouf. 1, 2, 3, 4. The leader's changed so many times in this race already. Is it going to change once more? Or is DeConza going to get the edge ahead of Rogers with 600 metres to go? And they've got a break on aeNet and Latouf now. It's a race in 2 at the head of the field. DeConza, bit of a cross-country specialist. Rogers, traditionally pretty strong over the 8 and 15. Let's see who has the wheels in the final 450 metres. And that doesn't include Liam Adams, who of course has done all the work so far for the boys. I reckon he's going to hang in one more lap, and he will. Just a nice little pacing job at 14:50 pace for Liam Adams. 1 lap to go. They might go around the 14:40 mark now. Look at it. And it's DeConza who's going to hang on the heels of Adams. Going to tough out a final 300 metres and just gets a 10, 15 metre lead ahead of Rogers. Latouf has just edged his nose ahead of Annette. And I said he wasn't going to drop off, but Liam Adams has dropped off with 4.8 kilometre pacing job. That's pretty good. I'd say he's earned his money tonight. DeConza charging towards the finish line. Rogers finishing strong as well, but might be all too late. Latouf in third position, the athlete from the Gold Coast Runco, and Annette from Great Britain. They are 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Nicely, neatly strung out across the track. PB for DeConza, PB for Rogers, PB for Latouf, and just outside of a PB for Annette. So now Marantali under 14.50, as was Coughlin. Now the athletes flooding in just over that 15-minute mark. Werrett, McLeod, Brassington, Muscat, Finocario, Laker, Atkinson. And David Grieg from Ivanhoe to round out the field in 15.40.
Sponsored by Hocker, I see. Hocker, famous on